I love the point of being kind to yourself because you're right. I mean, we really do walk around with the burdens of the world on our shoulders. We're taking things a little too tough because we really are chief cook and bottle washer. And you're right. I think a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs, not like we're looking for any type of sympathy or we're whining or complaining, but we should be able to look ourselves in the mirror and say, like, hey, listen, it's not easy what we're doing.
Yeah.
If it was, a lot of other people would be doing this. So you're going to make your mistakes or fall behind. It's okay. The world will continue to turn, right?
And again, this is written for business owners, for entrepreneurs.
Yes.
And some folk in the world need a little bit of like a kick in the pants, like maybe stop being so kind and get up and get work done. But
Sure.
that's not my audience, right?
Right.
The small business owners, the entrepreneurs that I work with, almost to a person are going to overwork, overstress, apply too much pressure, overcommit. So my admonition in this area is really as a counterbalance.
Hmm.
You
Makes
strive,
sense.
you push, you're hustling. Let's just bring it down a little bit, bring a little more kindness into that mind.
It's so different when you're an employee somewhere and you know that, at the end of the day, you can kind of wash your hands and just go home and think about other things. Whereas if you run your own business, that's not the case at all. You are, things are on your mind 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it is important to kind of take that break. All right. You talk as well, Sherry, and then we'll wrap things up. This is so great. Just great advice for me personally, as well as our viewers and our listeners. But let's talk about burnout a little bit when things aren't getting done. Give me your thoughts on how, an entrepreneur or business owner can avoid burnout.
Yeah, I think it's really important to understand what causes burnout.
Mm-hmm.
And people think about burnout as just having too many things to do. And it's actually a little bit more nuanced than that.
Mm-hmm.
There are three components of burnout. The first is emotional and physical exhaustion. So that's the one that most of us think of.
Yeah.
The second is a sense of cynicism and detachment. So
Mm-hmm.
this is where our relationships begin to break down. We begin to kind of make fun of our customers or feel real snarky towards our coworkers or the people on our team.
Okay.
And the last component of burnout is a sense of lost personal efficacy. So a way of thinking about that is that we're only seeing ourselves and our work through a negative filter.
Mm.
So anything that we're doing automatically in this filter is seen as not very good, not working, not moving the ball forward. So burnout is really caused by a big gap between how we spend our time and effort and what is meaningful and important to us. So that is one of these things that I think is really important for entrepreneurs to understand, especially because most of us wear lots of hats within our business. And so to know that if we are, a designer at heart, if we're a creative, but we're spending a ton of time filling out tax documents and working on sort of payroll forms, that's not going to be sustainable for the long period because we're not close enough to our why to be fueling what really matters to us.
So how do we avoid this? I mean, I guess it's recognizing it and then saying, hey, listen, I'm doing too much of the stuff that I don't want to do that aren't part of my mission. That's not really what I'm best at. And you give the example of, if you're doing too much administrative stuff and you're maybe more of a creative type, the way that you avoid burnout is by recognizing that and saying, I need to get help and have somebody do that administrative stuff so I can focus on what I do best because that's what I enjoy the most. Does that make sense?
Yep. And a key piece of the thing that you just mentioned there is another way to avoid burnout is to make sure that you have appropriate support.
Yeah.
So when we are in isolation, as many small business owners are, we are really vulnerable to burnout. So making sure that we are prioritizing relationships, personal and professional relationships, is a way to help prevent burnout. Another strategy is to play, to have other parts of our life outside of the business that really get some time and dedicated attention.